This is the January 30th, 1991 Family Edition of EastCast. I'm Elaine Cruz, here with my sister, Rosemarie, welcoming you here tonight with us. Please, if you haven't done so already, get the rest of your family and watch us together. We'll wait.
No, I want to do the beginning.
I'm the older sister. I get to do it, okay? Our top story this week is East Reach Out Week. Elaine was able to speak with Student Government President Jen Baker about the plans.
Jen, what is the idea behind Reach Out Week?
Reach Out Week has been created to let the students of East know what they can do to help others. The theme behind Reach Out Week is students reaching out to help in the fight against drugs, alcohol, racism, environmental problems, and much more.
What is planned for this week?
What we've done is we have 6 different groups that are have pretty much sponsored today. We have Friends of the Environment, Project Harmony, Project Desert Shield, Amnesty International, SAD, and Respect for Drugs. Each day, the different groups, they have announcements, special announcements over the intercom. They have factual flyers that are sent to the homerooms telling about their organization. They'll have flyers throughout the hall and signs in each hall. Different groups like Project Harmony is giving out blue ribbons to symbolize racial equality. Respect for Drugs is doing programs during lunch periods on Thursday during their day. And we're ending the whole week with a big reach out show in the auditorium where we've got Lori Michaels from Oradell, New Jersey up in Bergen County. She's got her own nonprofit organization called Reach Out. She's coming down and giving us an assembly. The assembly, it's not the typical assembly where you just sit down and watch. It's a musical assembly where she has songs and she gets the crowd into it, and she talks about how she's started Reach Out, how it began. We're gonna have slides of what our school's done and what the Reach Out program's done. They've got dancers. This won't be your normal assembly. As Lori put it, it's going to be a very hype assembly and something that the students should really get something out of.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're all really looking forward to this. Students and staff at East are looking for ways to help with the war effort. You can see external signs of support in the red, white, and blue decorations and the decorations with yellow ribbons. We support our forces overseas, and we continue to send our prayers and best wishes to the Zahn family. Lieutenant Jeffrey Zahn is a West graduate, and his father, Calvin, is an employee of the Cherry Hill High School East. We encourage you to support the Zahns by contributing to a special fund which will be used to support the Veterans Organization or a POW or MIA support organization. Contributions may be made care of Lieutenant Jeffrey Zahn Fund, Postmaster General, 1175 Marl Crest Road, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 08034. You are also asked to continue your support of our troops by writing letters. Those addresses are to any service person, Operation Desert Storm, APO, New York, 09848-0006, or to Navy and Marine Corps, service person's name, Operation Desert Storm, FBO, New York, 09866-0006.
The SAD student auction was held last Friday, January 25th. The auction took place in the Cherry Hill East Auditorium and began at 7 o'clock p.m. The purpose of this auction was to raise money for East Students Against Drunk Driving chapter. Members of SAD volunteered to auction themselves off. Each auctionee became the personal servant of his highest bidder for one day. Students were auctioned off in singles, pairs, or groups. Every year, the student auction proves to be an entertaining way to raise money for a good cause. Last Friday, January 25th, the Asian Youth Society met in Lecture Hall 2 to discuss upcoming events. Plans are underway for the teacher banquet, in which the East staff members can sample foods from various Asian cultures. The banquet will be on Thursday, February 14th. The Asian Youth Society will also be sponsoring a girl in Thailand through the Christian Children's Fund. Club members are asked to contribute money to help out, so please shed a little life into someone's life by giving. The 1991 Variety Show will take place this Friday, February 1st, in the Cherry Hill East Auditorium. Jennifer Felsher brings us more on this event in her interview with Student Government Vice President Ken Gross.
I know the variety show's this Friday. Can you give us a sneak preview?
Yeah, we'll have a lot of different acts. The regular singing and dancing acts, we have a lot of them. Plus, we'll have bike tricks, yo-yo tricks, and comedy also.
Are there judges?
No, we had auditions and selected the acts that will appear from the auditions, but there won't be any judging, so there won't be any winners that night.
What is the cost and the time?
The time is 8 o'clock this Friday night, and the cost will be $3 at the door.
Thank you, Ken, for your time. Remember, that's 8 p.m. this Friday. I wish good luck to everyone participating. This is Jennifer Felcher for EastCast.
A walkathon sponsoring sudden infant death syndrome will take place this Sunday, February 3rd. Students and staff are asked to sign up and help fight for a worthwhile cause. If you are interested, please see Mr. Belchikoff for more information and an application. The freshman dance will be held on February 9th from 7:30 to 10:30 in Cafeteria 1. This year's chairpeople decided to have a Valentine's Day theme. Tickets will be on sale soon for $6. Don't worry, the dance is casual and you don't have to have a date. The sophomore cotillion will be held on February 23rd. During the cotillion, those sophomores who have ordered class rings will finally get them. The last day to purchase tickets for the sophomore cotillion is Wednesday, February 6th in Cafeteria 2. The tickets will be $36 per couple or $20 per person. Students are asked to pay by checks only.
The participants in the Mathematics League are reminded of the next contest coming up next Tuesday, February 5th. The test will be in C219 immediately after school and should last 30 minutes. Those who have never taken any of the Mathematics League tests are always welcome to participate. After some delay, the Men of East calendars were finally put on sale last week for $5. The calendar features 36 of East's senior guys. Organization of the calendar began at the end of the 1989-90 school year. Unlike the last calendar, published in 1988, which featured only one guy per month, the 1991 calendar features 2 to 4 guys each month, making the total 36. The calendar was put together by Amy Grossman and Jennifer Reinstein, who took all of the photographs. The Men of East calendars will continue to be on sale in cafeterias 1 and 2 during all lunch periods until there are no more left. Therefore, don't miss out on the Men of East 1991. The Student Government Day will be held on Wednesday, February 6th. 10 seniors from Cherry Hill East were selected to participate. Each was assigned a certain authority position. Along with students from other high schools, these 10 seniors will go to the Cherry Hill Municipal Building on February 6th. By working with their real-life counterparts, these students will learn about their appointed positions and everyday problems dealing with their departments. The students from Cherry Hill East who were chosen to go are Leah Del Rosario as the mayor, Ken Gross and Jack Mondell as council members, Debbie Copperman as the public information officer, Adam DePrince as the township engineer, Amy Fisher as the township administrator of operations, Linda Johnson as the tax assessor, Blake Lott as division commander of the police department, Jeff Saviano as the director of community development, and Jennifer Baker as the purchasing director. This year, the campus police hope to cut down the number of petty thefts here at East by reminding students to protect themselves and avoid making themselves vulnerable to crime. With more on the crime scene, here is Alan Lee's interview with Officer Lazar of the Cherry Hill East Campus Police.
What kinds of crime occur at East?
Well, I would not say that we have a lot of criminal activity here in the school. We do have some illegal activity. We do have harassment going on, some fights, theft, mostly on a minor level of vandalism. But these are normal cases that we've experienced over the years. It's not that we have a high crime school. What we would like to do is to lower the norm and perhaps ideally eliminate some of these incidents altogether. And one that we've been working at eliminating this year is the incidents of theft.
What suggestions do you have for East students?
Well, most of it's common sense. You don't bring a $200 leather handbag to school and expect to leave school with it. Everybody in this school has the ability to commit a crime. Some of us have the desire. And given the opportunity, a few in the school will go ahead and commit the crime of theft. So what you want to do, and the only thing you can do as an individual, is to eliminate the opportunity that someone like that could have. And by eliminating the opportunity, we mean leave the valuable items at home, make sure you don't preset your combination, and don't share your locker. If you feel that someone has gained access to your combination, then either come down and talk to us about it or go to the main office and see if you can procure a new locker or a new combination. And in the boys and girls locker rooms, we have to be very careful not to leave anything on the bench unattended for any amount of time, even if it's just to go to the mirror and fix your hair, because you're going to walk back, and if it's a valuable item, it's going to be gone. It only takes a split second for someone to lift something that belongs to you.
Thank you, Officer Lazar, for all that valuable advice. This has been Alan Lee for EastCast. Back to you, Elaine.
Yes, they're back. The Student Government Association is once again sponsoring Heart Messages. If you have a little something to say to that special someone in your life, this is the way to do it. Just write a message down on a piece of paper and drop it off in the box at Communications. On Valentine's Day, your message will appear on a heart which will hang in Communications for the whole school to see. And now, from our roving sports reporter, Mike Furman, East Sports Update.
Thanks, Elaine. It was a busy week in sports. In basketball this week, the boys team opened the week with a 59-58 win over crosstown rival Cherry Hill West. Jim Walsh had 14 points, Adam Schwartz had 10 points, and John Patrick had 10 points and 10 rebounds to lead the way. In the next game, the Cougars crushed Highland 58-42. John Patrick had 20 points and Adam Schwartz had 13 points to pace the team. In the final game of the week, the Cougars lost to visiting Cherokee 57-55. Adam Schwartz and Jim Walsh had 12 points each. The team's record is now 8-7. The girls' basketball team opened their week with a 48-41 win over Cherry Hill West. It got worse from there, however, as the girls lost to Highland 58-37. Jill Marple had 16 points to pace the team. In the final game of the week, the girls were blown out by Lenape 46-22. Jill Marple had 10 points in a losing cause. The girls' team has a lowly record of 4-10. Considering the girls went 0-6 to start the year, they have been playing much better basketball as of late. In wrestling action this week, the Cougars continue their losing ways as Eastern ripped the Cougars apart 52-12. Recording pins for East were Achilles Alon and Jeff Weismer. On a positive note, the boys swim team won again, this time destroying Triton 134-48. East came in first place in every event. Also this week, the ice hockey team defeated Washington Township 7-5, as Jeff Lawler had 2 goals. Well, that's all for the sports. Now back to Rosemarie.
In honor of Black History Month, there will be a guest speaker at Cherry Hill East next Sunday, February 10th at 3 o'clock. The speaker will be Claude Lewis. The theme of his presentation is Back to Basics. Admission is free. Well, that brings us to the end of yet another edition of EastCast. Before we go, we'd like to thank our advisor, Miss Peggy Beck, and our cameramen, Mr. Gordon Hampson and Tracy Slobodkin. Stay tuned for West Theater's workshop production of Pinocchio, following the junior school news. Well, we hope that our family has brought your family closer together during this broadcast. So for my younger sister Elaine, I'm Rosemarie, reminding you to love your brothers and sisters no matter how bothersome they are.
Is that a hint?
Quiet down. I'm trying to wrap this up. Okay, tonight we leave you with Ophelia, who enjoyed the Super Bowl with her own tailgate party. Good night,
Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm Haley Consenia.
And I'm Erica Collins. The forensic team has once again proved their acting and speaking talent by bringing home 3 trophies from Randolph High School in Randolph, New Jersey, this past weekend. Freshman Josh Cohen received 6th place in humorous interpretation for the rendition of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. In prose interpretation, Laura Giglio won 2nd place out of 40 for her reading of Stephen King's It. And Bridget McMullen gained 6th place in improv speaking. These people are now eligible to compete in the statewide competition this March. Good luck to the forensics team.
On Wednesday, January 23, 1991, the New Jersey 781st AFJ ROTC held its first annual mid-year awards ceremony. Activities commenced in the Walsh Gym, where the 5 flights were judged by local recruiters on their ability to march. The winners of the competition, Echo Flight, were awarded the Outstanding Flight Ribbon. The second part of the ceremony began at 8 p.m. in the auditorium. Cadets were awarded by receiving ribbons for their contributions to school, community, and Air Force Junior ROTC. 5 National Junior ROTC medals were awarded to our outstanding juniors and seniors. The American Legion Scholastic Medal was won by Cadet Major Christopher Banks. Cadet Major Justin Green received the American Legion General Military Excellence Award. The Daughters of the American Revolution Medal went to Cadet Colonel Lisa Dobbs, the squadron commander. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel James Taylor received the Reserve Officer Association Award, and Cadet Lieutenant Maury Titleman won the Veterans of Foreign Wars Medal. Cadet Colonel Ronald Sadat won the Outstanding Senior Cadet Award.
This coming Sunday, February 3rd, West is sponsoring an African American read-in. The idea, created by the Black Caucus of the National Council of Teachers of English, is for schools across the nation to conduct student-teacher readings of African American literature, authors, and all at the same time. This event is co-sponsored by the Black Culture Club, who will provide refreshments, and the English department. Students, parents, and other members of the community are invited to attend. Interested students should contact the following: Mrs. Abriza, Mrs. Lifshey, Mr. Howe, Mrs. Walsh, or Mr. Tidbits. Remember, that's this coming Sunday, February 3rd at 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. in the West Library.
Theater Workshop is busy this week preparing for the one-act play, which will be performed Friday, February 1st at 7:30 p.m. After many problems, the freshman class finally got down to business and chose a play entitled The Creation of the World and Other Business. Under the direction of Winston Ludlam and assistant director Colin Patrick, tryouts were held and the cast was picked. Katie Eld received the leading female role as God, while Lee Horvitz playing Adam and Mark Rosenberg as Lucifer, the devil, share the spotlight. Other characters are Dana Pilla as Eve, and Kelly Larson, Lauren Hinden, Josh Cohen, and Emily Saniel as angels. Holding the main role, Mark Rosenberg is very hopeful and comments, "We are the heavy underdogs in the competition, but I think we will bring the gold to the freshman class." So if you're looking for a fun Friday night, join West Theater as it presents one act and support your class. Now, West Report continues its coverage of new faces at West with an interview with Mr. Scott Sweden. Kathy Barch spoke with the new physics teacher earlier today.
Hi, I'm here with Scott Sweden, a new physics teacher at West. Hi, welcome to West. How do you like it here so far?
I love it. I think the students, it's a very diverse group of students. There's students of all different kinds, and I think the faculty is great, and I think it's just a great school.
Where else have you taught prior to coming to West?
Well, actually, this is my first full-time job. Before this, this past semester, I was just doing my student teaching at West Epford High School. And before that, I only done substitution because I graduated from Rutgers in May. So this is my first job.
What fascinated you with physics that made your decision of choosing it as an occupation?
Well, I guess I like to solve problems, and I've always wanted to teach. I wasn't, I guess, back in maybe 4th grade. I guess I knew I wanted to teach. I didn't know specifically what, but once I got into high school and college, I started to realize that I really liked to solve scientific problems, specifically physics, and I wanted to teach other people how to do that.
Are there any other branches of science that interest you?
I think biology is really fascinating. I'm not an expert on that, but that's more practical. You know, you can apply it more to everyday life and things that you do, but it's a lot less mathematical and problem solving, but I really like biology.
What non-academic interests do you have?
Well, I'm a big sports fan. I like to play sports. In high school, I played soccer and I swam and I played tennis, but college, I played intramural volleyball, and I'm a big Rutgers fan too. So I follow the Rutgers sports right now. Basketball, the women are really good. The women are like 9th in the nation. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your future years here at West.
Okay, thank you.
And now for a sports update. The boys basketball team had a hard-fought week, losing 1 point to both East, 59-58, and Washington Township, 52-51. Ricky Iflander had 18 against East and 17 against Washington Township. They take on Pennsauken and Triton Tuesday and Thursday of this week. In girls basketball news, the girls basketball team lost 2 games this week, eliminating them from the state tournament. They were edged by East 48-41 on Tuesday and by Washington Township 48-37 on Thursday. Joanne Elias scored 12 against East and 10 against Washington Township. They play Pennsauken and Triton this week. In wrestling news, the wrestling team lost to Overbrook 37-29 and beat Morristown to 45-21 in their 2 meets this week. Kyle Young, John Papineri, Joe Romano, Bob Bergman, Steve Muller, and Chris Updike all had wins for the team. They tackle Paul VI and Highland this week.
Thank you for joining the West Report. Stay tuned for the junior high school news, followed by Theater Workshop's production of Pinocchio. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Carusi News for January 30th, 1991. I am Miraj Mohideen reporting for you. We have a great show for you today, so without further ado, I would like to turn it over to Jane Rosenberg with our sport report.
On Friday, Carusi's wrestling team defeated Pennsauken Junior School by a score of 53-28. Scoring pins for Carusi were Tim Gismonde, Bill Foster, Lee Toby, John Romano, Tom DePaul, Tony Brown, and Brian Lockwood. Scoring wins by decision were Chris Staniak, Scott Grazer, and Tony Arnold. Carusi's boys basketball team won its 3rd straight game, the 22nd, defeating Overbrook 52-42. Only 5 players scored for the Mustangs, but 4 of the 5 scored in double figures. Gary McLean finally got untracked and led Carusi with 13, followed by Joe Gamaz with 12, Mike Thiel with 11, Chris Matarese with 10, and Anthony Succi rounded the scoring out with 6. Carusi will play a home game Thursday against Morristown, away Friday against Marlton. Girls basketball. Carusi's 8th grade girls basketball team defeated Overbrook the 22nd, 15-8. Leading scoring for Carusi was Donna Hind. Also lending a hand to the victorious game were Tammy Brickus, Diane Brunell, Lindsay Ermy, Melanie Rose, Samantha Palmer, and Erica Johnson. Carusi's 8th grade girls traveled to Beck on Saturday to participate in the annual basketball tournament. In their first game, which was against Beck, the girls looked as if they were going to win by a score of 25-19. In the last quarter, Beck made a lucky comeback, which tied the game 25-25, putting the game to 3-minute overtime. Donna Hine and Noelle Borden made 2 baskets. Noelle scoring the final winning basket, making the score 31-27, put us into the finals. In the second and final game against Pennsauken, Carusi's girls had a tough beginning, but finally came back in the last quarter with a score of 21-19 until Donna came around making a few 3-pointers, putting us ahead for a couple minutes. In the last second of the game, with a score of 26-26, the other team fouled. Donna was shooting the 2 shots we got. The first one missed, but the next one hit the backboard and rolled around the rim twice and went in the net, winning the game for Carusi bring the first place trophy home with us. Noelle Border, with a total of 12 points, helped us win, along with Lindsay Ermy, Fern Traben with 3 points, and Diane Burnell with 2. Great defensive plays were made by Heather Blauvelt, Melanie Rose, Tammy Brickus, Sam Palmer, and Erica Johnson. On Saturday, the 8th grade boys basketball team won the annual Moorestown tournament for the first time in 7 years. Everyone from Carusi played 2 excellent defensive games. In our first game, we held arch rival Beck to only 27 points, while the Mustangs, behind Joe Kamaz, 13 points, and Anthony Secchi with 10, scored 42. In our second game, the Mustangs defeated Moorestown 51-34. Anthony DeMichael scored 10, and Anthony Secchi had 14. In both games, Carusi's rebounders proved to be strong for both Beck and Moorestown. Based on both games, the tournament most valuable players go to Joe Gamaz and Anthony Secchi. This has been Jane Rosenberg for Carusi Sports. See you next time.
Thanks, Jane. And now for some student activities, here is Mandy Lipsman.
On January 18, 1991, Carusi held its first ever Beck Carusi dance. The dance was a huge success. Both schools had fun and everybody danced. Mr. Lee and the student council did a great job decorating. There were school mascots and signs in the school's colors, maroon and white and yellow and green. A lot of students didn't realize how many people they knew from the other schools. Who knows, there may be another Beck Carusi dance in our future. And don't forget to sign up for your Spirit Week activity the week of February 4th and February 11th. And now back to Mirage.
Thank you, Mandy. And now, to introduce our human interest feature, here is Adria Blessman.
Once again today, we're going to feature our Carusi News magician, Danny Boyle.
I have an ordinary pitcher of milk here and an ordinary hat. I'm now going to pour the milk into the hat. I'm now going to put the hat on my assistant's head. And you'll notice that all the milk has disappeared.
That wraps up our edition of Carusi News. Tune in next week. Good night.